Welcome back, all of our subscribers at Motivational Cup. We are back again. The Vice President has put out interview. If you recall, this interview is from September the 11th, 2022, where she clearly states in an interview with Chuck Todd that the border is secure. Let, let's listen to see what she had to say.
Uh, Final topic here, since we're here in Texas, I want to ask you about the border. Would you call the border secure?
I think that there is no question that we have to do what the President and I asked Congress to do. Is the first request we made. Pass a bill to create a pathway to citizenship. The border is secure, but we also have a broken immigration system, in particular over the last 4 years before we came in, and it needs to be fixed.
We're going to have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border is secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration. But there are still a lot of problems that we are trying to fix, given the deterioration that happened over the last 4 years. We also have to put in place a law and a plan for a pathway for citizenship for the millions of people who are here and are prepared to do what is legally required to gain citizenship.
Okay, you heard it right there. She clearly states that the border is secure. We know it is not. Okay. And if you can hear the tone, this is 2022, not but 2 years ago, everyone, that she clearly states that we must find a path for citizenship for these individuals. That it's basically somewhat of a government problem that it hasn't been done. That was further in the interview. I didn't really play that part because I didn't want to, waste your time. More subscribers, you're very important to us, and we value your time. But listen, she clearly states that the border is secure. We know it's not. She clearly states that should be a path to citizenship. Which, okay, don't get me wrong, we all do agree that anyone who comes here legally should have the right to try to become a citizen. That's the American way. But we're talking about the people who arrived illegally, the people who arrived against our laws. If you state that you can still just show up, whether it's legal or not, and become a citizen, then what would be the use of us having laws? You know what? Let's go on. There were some more things that she was asked about immigration on another interview. Let me key that one up for you.
Delivering on promises. You, in your portfolio, have tackled the issue of the root cause of migration. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol saw a record number of migrant families cross the border in the month of August. This despite that record level of heat. Why is that happening now? You've rolled out new policies.
Around the globe, we are seeing an increase in irregular migration. And there are a number of factors at play. An increase in authoritarian regimes, what we're seeing in terms of extreme weather occurrences, what we're seeing in terms of, in many places around the globe, increasing food insecurity. So there are many reasons for why this is happening, and America is not immune to that. The point has to be then to understand what we must do to deal with, one, ensuring that we have a secure, humane, and orderly policy about the border, but also what we must do in the long term to address the root causes of migration. The work that I've been doing in that regard has been to build public-private partnerships to the extent that we have now raised over $4 billion to invest in the countries in that region.
Wait a minute. There you go. Everything's solved. The vice president just said that she's raised over $4 billion when it comes to the migrant situation from private donors and businesses and things of that nature. If we could just distribute that $1 billion to these individuals, sanctuary cities who have taken on so many migrants that it's causing problems with their own budgets in their own towns, cities, and villages. If we could just get part of that $4 billion, I mean, we would have everything solved. But as I know, we don't believe that there's $4 billion out there somewhere. We do know that we do have a migrant problem. Again, we do know it was came about along the time that the Biden-Harris administration, don't get me wrong, we've had immigration problems since Obama and probably before then that no one really just, capitalized on and put a spotlight on. But right now we have a problem. I mean, it's estimated anywhere from 12 to 15 million people have migrated here. And they're utilizing resources that we just don't have to give away for free. Let's see what else she said in another interview on the same topic.
That migration data, according to CBP, is showing migrants from Guatemala are up, Honduras, Ecuador, Peru. So when the border crossings went down earlier in the summer, the administration said it was due to your policies working. Now they're going back up as they did in the month of August. Does that show the strategy is no longer working?
Absolutely not. What it means is that we have to stay focused on a number of issues related to the irregular migration that, again, we're seeing around the world, and America is not immune.
Do you think the strategy is working despite the numbers being up?
Overall, we are seeing progress. But we're not going to have a constant. There are going to be fluctuations. That is normal, just like the weather fluctuates and circumstances fluctuate, such as elections in those regions and what that might mean.
Holy smokes, did she just compare migration to the weather? So, I mean, hey, right now outside was a pretty nice day, not too hot, not too cold. Tomorrow, if it snows, there it goes. So I guess if migrants are coming over now, it's okay. If they don't come over tomorrow, that's all right too. But hey, you know what? It's just like the weather. They just come and go. I'm just kidding around here, people. But I'm just wanting to say that I don't think that was a very good comparison to use. But again, that's just my opinion. What I will say is that she had a point. She had a point that they put in a policy to slow down migration, and it slowed down, just for a little bit, and now it's picking back up again. That kind of would tell you that that really wasn't the answer. I mean, I don't know if it's going to pick up and slow down and pick up and slow down. Is what you should be telling the American people when they really want a solution to this problem. I mean, I don't know. This same interview, she was asked another very vital question. Basically, it was kind of to the point, was she threatened by a Trump presidency? I'm sorry, candidacy. Let's see what she had to say. Let's see what she had to
Threat
say.
of a second Trump presidency seriously enough?
I don't understand the question.
You were dismissive of some of the Republican criticism of you and the president. When you look at current polling, the front runner for a Republican nomination is the former president, the 45th president.
We
Do you
will win
feel-
re-election.
You
we
will win.
We will win re-election. There is too much at stake, and the American people know it.
Oh, wow. I have no problem with you being confident. A person should be confident. They should have lots of confidence in life. But stating that the American people basically know that they have no other choice, I don't know if you can speak for all Americans. We do have a choice. The Constitution allows, that there's freedom of expression, freedom to assemble, freedom of the press, all these freedoms we have, to come and go as we please. And also, hey, here's a big one, to vote for who we feel is the best person to represent our families and our future. So again, I'm okay with her opinion that the American people will put her in office because basically they know better than put anybody else in there. I just don't think that was the way you should have approached it in an interview that definitely went international. But I do think that she should take a Trump presidency or candidacy a little bit more serious than she did. You just can't rely on the people will do the right thing, in her opinion, because that's what is the best for everyone, because everyone does not have the same opinion and feel the same way about the same topic. Well, you know what? Moving right along. There's other things that's going on in the world today, and let's talk about them. Here's one that's up in air. She put out, she being a vice president, put out that she was going to do some taxation on what they call unrealized capital gain tax. Okay, you know what? You, like me, sitting at home, I was like, well, how did they not realize there was capital gain tax? And how are you going to tax them if they didn't realize that they were taxes? But you know what? This is something that she's banking on in order to pull in additional revenue. So therefore, you can fix the economy, lower the price of this, lower the price of that. The problem with this concept is unrealized capital gain tax can only be collected when the person actually, one, realized that the capital gain is there, and two, actually sells that property. You know what? I got something for you. Let me give you a little video here of what actually unrealized capital gain taxes are, so you can go ahead on and be a little bit more informed, just like Let me key up the video. You can take a look here.
Capital gain occurs when the value of an asset increases, but the asset has not been sold. This means the gain is on paper only, not yet converted into cash. And, for example, if you own a stock that has increased in value but you have not sold it, you have an unrealized capital gain. The gain remains unrealized until you sell the asset. And unrealized capital gains can apply to various assets, including real estate, stocks, bonds, and other investments. These gains are not subject to taxes until the asset is sold. Once sold, the gain is realized and may be subject to capital gains tax.
Okay, that was simple. Here's another chart. So I'm going to try to break this down to you, for you, just a little bit more simpler than, the average bear here. So basically, unrealized capital gain taxes is taxes that you acquire when you hold on to certain properties. And she described them very good by defining them. And they gain a profit, basically. They go up in value. The problem with this is all this has been centered around basically anyone who makes over, I believe it's $100 million a year. Now, $100 million and up is a lot of money, but unfortunately right now, there's only like 0.1% of those people that live here in the United States of America. So that's only like, oh God, what is it? 333 million people here, I think it was, from the 2002 census. So if you take that and, let's do some quick math. I'm not a wizard or anything, but 0.1% of that, when you do some math and you play around with it, bam, it comes out to about 10,000 people. So you're telling me that you're going to be able to tax 10,000 people on property that they have that's over $100 million, over $100 million, that they have gained some equity in it, some profit in it, that and you're going to be able to solve the whole United States problem when it comes to the economy. I just don't think that's possible. There's a lot of things that can be done, but I don't think there's no hocus pocus magic that can do that. If you think about it, the actual people that 10,000, I think it was 10,000, the number we came up with, 10,000 could just arbitrarily decide not to sell that product or that asset or whatever it may be. Because remember, capital gain taxes is only gained after you sell the asset. So if they don't sell it, then there's nothing to be taxed. And you do know people that live here in the United States of America that have come to make over $100 million, pretty much know how to either hide their property or wait until the proper time to unload their property to either avoid or minimize their capital gain tax. Or here's a better one. They could continue to pretend like they unrealized that there's a capital gain tax on it, or sell it right at the point where it does not really fit in the category of that unrealized capital gain tax, and the profit will be small to minimum. So I don't know if we should be betting the whole future of everyone in the United States, all 333 million of us, on 10,000 people that just might do the right thing. I don't know. Well, you know what? That's all I have for you today. I just wanted to bring you this video because I had came, across some of these interviews she had did, but hey, we're going to end this video because we know, one, the border is secure. We know we're going to get that money from them 10,000 people. We're going to march on forward, and we're going to have wonderful success in the United States. Again, I don't know if that's going to happen. Not what we're hearing. What we're looking for as citizens of the United States of America is a viable plan, a plan that we can digest, a plan that we can discuss, a plan that we can actually inform people about. We need a plan laid out in the form of policy of how we're really going to move forward. You know, it'll be great if we could balance the whole entire nation's budget off the backs of billionaires. I don't think billionaires would be too happy about that, but it would be great if we can do it. And guess what? The billionaires are happy and the world is a great place. But it's never going to happen because it has never happened. Every single presidency, every single candidacy, every single election that you see, someone is talking about taxing the rich. We're going to tax the rich. We're going to get a lot of money. It never happens. The more you tax the rich, the more the rich finds holes in the tax code to hide their money or unload their money onto other things. So therefore, they don't have to be taxed. It has been going on ever since we left the king back in England. Taxation. It's always going to be. And there's always going to be one person that's sitting down figuring out how to get around the new tax that a person just went ahead and said we had to pay now. With that, I'm going to bring you into this video and thank you all for watching. I need you all to subscribe. Come on, subscribe. Punch that button. Subscribe to our channel. We are trying to build and get to a lot of subscribers and we need your help. Okay, no, I'm not a singer, as you can see. But no, seriously, please like and subscribe. Share the video with other individuals so we can continue to bring you this substance, these topics, these videos, this craziness. But anyway, until next time, I'll see you again.